Hi, friends. I wanted to share the story of how the book came together, give you a little bit of background on how we get to a point that I've got a book coming out in 2 months with a major publisher, in case you're interested in any of the backstory. And it all started quite some time ago. I would guess something on the order of 7 years ago or so, probably more than that. A publisher contacted me. I've been contacted actually a couple times by publishers who saw the show, were interested in it, but this one was from HarperOne, which is HarperCollins is one of the biggest publishers in the world. They're actually my publisher now, and they have different imprints, and this imprint was HarperOne, and they published many of the best books in the space that I work in. So the editor there approached me. She loved the show. She liked what I was doing, asked me if I was interested in doing a book, and it wasn't really a great time for me, but when HarperOne comes knocking, I tried to answer. So I spent a lot of time trying to come up with the book idea. She wanted basically a book proposal. That's the way nonfiction gets sold. You don't write a book and give it to a publisher. You write a proposal, which is essentially a marketing plan, and with a little bit of sample chapter, table of contents, etc. So I spent quite a lot of time trying to figure out what the book would be, and I remember I had an entire wall in my home covered with sticky notes as I was going episode by episode, and like what were the key points, and trying to pull it all together. And I put something together for them, and after a couple back and forths, they essentially said, not right now. I don't know if it's because the writing was bad. They said they wanted me to grow my platform. I don't know, but it didn't happen. And so the idea kind of went to bed, and I thought, well, that's too bad, and I moved on. What's interesting is all that work that I did, though, came to life in a program that I taught. Many of you may have taken it. Over 1,000 people have taken it at this point. It was originally called Spiritual Habits, and then it's now called Wise Habits. And it was an idea of bringing together the science of behavior change with spiritual philosophical wisdom principles and bringing them together for how do we lead a more meaningful life. And I've taught that course a lot. So all that work, even though it seemed like a failure at the time, turned into something valuable. And I think that's a really important takeaway from this whole process for me is when I invest in learning something, when I invest in new skills, when I try something, even if that thing doesn't work out, something is happening inside me that I'm gaining that I may not see until later. So fast forward a bunch of years, this is probably 3.5 years ago, another agent reached out to me. We have a podcast agent who helps us find who our podcast network is going to be, and she's part of a literary agency firm, and one of the literary agents reached out and said, would you like to do a book? And I it kind of came back up, and I thought, yeah, this is the time. I'm ready to do a book. The first time when they approached me, I didn't know what I had to say exactly. This time I knew exactly what I wanted to say. So I had a couple conversations with this agent, and then I realized, well, I should shop around a little bit, talk to at least a couple different agents. And when I told this agent I wanted to do that, she got a little huffy and didn't want to work with me, which I think is a good sign that I figured that out early. So I went and started searching for agents. And I'm fortunate. I have a number of author friends that I've met through this show that have done, have very successful careers. And I got introductions to a couple of really great agents. I also have a platform, which is really important because that's what publishers want, and agents want to represent people that publishers will buy from. So I got a great agent. His name was Richard Pine at Inkwell Management, and that was a big thing for me. So that brought me to the place where it was time to do a book proposal. And so I will pick up the next video with book proposal and going through that process and then selling the book as the next installment of this. So thanks for listening. Thanks for all your support. I hope you find this interesting. See ya.